All right, part two of Revelations 12, Revelations 13. Revelations 11 is speaking of the two witnesses, which were the two starships above me for the last, such a long time. Now they were the angels that were feeding me. For the most part, they're gone. Okay? Now those angels that were above me were being monitored by the Earth's extraterrestrials. And they knew that they could not kill these starships because they would be killed the same way. Okay? Those are the ones that's been feeding me the testimony of Jesus Christ and all the kingdom's secrets and the prophecies therein. Now we're at Revelations 13, and we're going to talk about Donald Trump. All right? Here we go. Number one. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Okay, so the beast that comes out of the sea is a celestial gateway, which I own, by the way. I own that gateway, Euphrates River. It's a wormhole. Jeremiah closed it. I opened it because, I ate the book. The beast that rises out of the sea, Satan, having 7 heads, okay? These are the 7 fallen angels, which is the Canaanites, the Hittites, and some other ones. I wrote them down. Okay, these are the ones that rebelled. And actually they have 3 secret bases on earth, underground, and it says that the stones will roll in front of the caves to close it. So again, having 7 heads, 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Okay, well, the Pope is a blasphemer. The church is kind of too, because they follow Roman law, Roman doctrine. So, and also this is blasphemy of the fallen angels, extraterrestrials. Number 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was like the feet of a bear, and his mouth and the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So who's the beast? Rome, Constantine. Okay? Now, you'll see the beast is described as a leopard, a bear, and a lion. You'll find that also in the book of Daniel, which is, multiple starships, actually. Number 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Now let's back up a minute because we're going to get to Donald Trump. Because remember, this is multi-dimensional. Not only on Earth is it happening, but also in space. So, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. Well, this was, Lucifer, his fallen angels. But didn't Trump get shot in the ear? I mean, is that real? Is he really president? Because it says right here that Trump, being the beast, was shot. Was to suffer a deadly head wound. Okay? But it was healed. So did Donald Trump really get shot in the head and survive? So let's read that again. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power to the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Well, now they're talking about the church, which pretty much elected Donald Trump. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power to the beast. And they worshiped the beast. So the dragon would be the church, and the beast would be Trump. Saying, who is unlike to the beast? Who is able to make war with the beast? Number 5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things of blasphemy. Well, he supports the church, but he also the blasphemy of the false Roman doctrine, and of the cross, and of the idolatry, and all these fake preachers. Okay? And there was given to him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue for 40 and 2 months. It's 3.5 years. Pretty much his 47th presidential term. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Now, you might not know that he's doing this, but what he's doing is blasphemy because he's following Roman doctrine. Okay? Number 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given to them over all the kingdoms and the tongues and the nations. Okay? Think of Trump's behavior and what his policies are and how he's connected to the church. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Didn't he make a gold coin with his picture on it? Ain't his name on the money or some bullshit? They shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. So the church you're not written in the book of life. Because it says here, all that dwell on the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life, born into sin. You're not in the book of life, homie. Okay? You're not going to be no priest for 1,000 years because, Enoch said, well, hey, Richard, tell him it's over. So I did. Now, we're going to 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth and by the sword must be killed by the sword. Here is the patience and of the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the sea and the earth, and had 2 horns like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. Hello, my name's Richard Noah, and I'm the beast who rose out of the sea, having 2 horns. Those are my 2 witnesses in the sky, and sometimes I speak like a dragon. 12. And he executed all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And when I voted for Trump, they actually called me to verify my vote. And why would Trump send me a personal letter asking me to be loyal to him for life? Why would he be connected to my phone? Because he's using my policies to make war. You understand me? He declared Antifa a domestic terrorist because I told him to. 13, and he doeth great wonders. This is me again. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven unto the earth in the sight of men. And this is true. I do that. You should hear the thunder. I know you guys can't see it or hear it, but I can. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which I gave him power for a minute, but I don't support him anymore. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast that should be killed. Again, this is multidimensional. 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand and then on their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell who did not have the mark in the name of the beast and the number of his name. Now, this has to do with Constantine, 64 AD, when he made everybody pretty much take a mark. And then it's also repetitive that the Vatican does the same thing when they do Ash Wednesday, the mark on the forehead, and the drink and the bread, the blood in the body from the hand, that's also the mark of the beast. Communion, right? It's the fucking mark of the beast when you drink that blood. You understand me? Also, again, has to do with the angels as well. 17, and no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the beast and the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man calculated, and his number is 666, or 603 score and 6. So in the year 66 AD, in the year 660 AD, the wannabe Pope Develli had his throne, and on his throne he claimed to be the Son of Man. And under his Popat claimed to be the Son of Man and claimed to be God on this planet. That Popat is a representation of the extraterrestrial elongated skull species of extraterrestrials, which he has 2 in his enclave underneath the Vatican. And on his roof, because you go to the book of Joshua, where they hid the 2 spies on the roof under the flax, this is the signal that the Vatican puts out around the world through every fucking church they have. There's a signal satellite dish going up and receiving, which is the Lucifer Tower in Arizona. And it emits this frequency that disrupts the frequency of us being able to connect with God. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed being schooled.